Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you come across this video is when this message is meant to be heard. Welcome to my channel, my friends. If you're new here, this is Love No Limits. My name is Kay, and here is your daily pick a card reading. This reading should give you some insight on what's going to be occurring for you within the next 72 hours. So take a second, my friends, pause the video if need be to choose your pile. Don't forget, if you feel called to more than one, definitely check out as many as you feel called to, okay? There may certainly be messages there for you. If these readings end up resonating with you, or you end up enjoying the content, okay, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a rose down below. All three of these things really do go a long way. So my friends, let's jump right into this pile selection. This is going to be pile number 1. This is going to be pile number 2. And this is going to be pile number 3. As always, my friends, timestamps are located down below in that description box. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This reading is timeless, so of course, whenever you come across this message is when this message is meant to be heard. But pile number 1, this reading should give you some insight on what is going to be occurring for you within the next 72 hours. So my friends, today you guys have picked number 39 with the Thunderstorm. So this card is from the Earthcraft Oracle deck. But number 39, Thunderstorm. Thunderstorms can feel like the end of the world. The rain pouring down, visceral booming thunderclaps, and jagged streaks of lightning splitting the sky. There are moments in our lives like this too. When change is so thorough and complete we can't do anything else but surrender and trust all will be well in the end. These storms, both in the sky and in our lives, present danger. But ultimately they clear the air and make space for better clarity and focus. Rude awakenings bring clarity to the consequences of our actions, or lack of actions. Beliefs and values you hold dear are put to the test to determine whether or not they are strong enough to hold you as you transcend to your next level. Thunderstorm is a warning that you are soon or will be in the midst of a significant change or upheaval. This is the time to put faith in a higher power and trust in Mother Earth. The events are out of your control, but you can decide how to navigate this storm. Trust that what is taken from you will be replaced, and what is lost is only what you didn't need. So pile number 1, okay, a few things kind of was brought to my attention while reading your card here. The terms surrender and trust are sticking out to me, as well as warning and change. So pile number 1, within the next 72 hours, I definitely see, okay, some change happening here. For some of you, I am picking up intuitively, this change is inevitable. Okay, for some of you, you may resonate with this change totally being out of your control. However, okay, despite this change, despite this tower moment that, okay, may occur within the next 72 hours, I see a clearing of the air. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of clarity that comes with this change. So pile number 1, okay, I know it sounds a little scary right off the bat. However, don't fear this change. I feel like this will bring positive change to your life. I feel like this change will really clear the air as well. Okay, intuitively, I am picking up, especially if you resonate with kind of feeling a lot of tension within a specific relationship, okay, or a connection you're in. But if that's not the case, take it how it's resonating, my friends. But let's dive a little deeper here. So your first tarot card today, my friends, is the 9 of Pentacles. Interesting. So the 9 of Pentacles, it's very interesting how in your Thunderstorm card, okay, we read something about the change being a little uncomfortable, right? The 9 of Pentacles to me represents comfort, feeling comfortable. So pile number 1, within the next 72 hours, okay, perhaps, especially if you resonate with feeling very comfortable, okay, in your environment, if you're feeling very comfortable, okay, with what you have going on financially in your life, I'm picking up. Take it how it resonates. But yeah, I definitely see, okay, It's interesting too because both of these people are actually kind of facing a similar way here. So pile number one, I definitely see for the majority of you here, within the next 72 hours, I feel like this Nine of Pentacles is representing you coming out of your comfort zone here. Very interesting start. Your second tarot card today is the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords, this card could often represent things like hesitation, stagnation, or feeling indecisive. So pile number one, okay, you guys have Nine of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. So within the next 24 hours, okay, I definitely see a major shift here. For some of you, like I was picking up before, you may feel very comfortable where you are right now in life. Okay, within the next 72 hours, I feel like there's going to be some sort of situation that forces you out of your comfort zone, okay, and to see something a little differently than you're used to. For the majority of you here, I'm also picking up, okay, I see a lot of blues, I see a lot of purples as well. Perhaps your throat chakra, okay, will be activated within the next 72 hours. Okay, perhaps your third eye chakra will feel activated. Basically, all that means is with the throat chakra feeling activated, perhaps you will be feeling more expressive, right? You may feel like the need to vocalize something very specific, vocalize your feelings in general here, take it how it's resonating. But with the third eye chakra, I definitely see a change of perspective. Okay, and perhaps whatever this change or this tower moment is for you, pile number one, it will help allow you to change your perspective. Very interesting. So your last tarot card today, wow, is the 10 of Beetles, which is the 10 of Pentacles. So you guys have the 9 of Pentacles, okay? And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. So pile number one, I feel like for the majority of you here, okay, only take this if it resonates, of course, but for the majority of you, this change, okay, this tower moment, this thunderstorm, a lot of this is going to be occurring within your physical worlds. So for some of you, I am feeling the need to warn you, okay, within the next 72 hours, be careful about overspending, okay, gambling, all right. If you go to the casino within the next 72 hours, definitely be aware of how much money you actually have to spend, right? I feel like within the next 72 hours, whatever is changing here, it definitely has to do with your material world. For some of you, this could be finances, right? For others, this could be resources, okay? Take it how it's resonating. But I definitely see you feeling a little uncomfortable within the next 72 hours due to something, okay, occurring surrounding your material world, your finances. For some of you, I just heard the word vehicle, right? Perhaps within the next 72 hours, something is going to be occurring with your vehicle, okay? Perhaps something will be occurring, perhaps some sort of hold will be on an account or something like that, right? Because with the Two of Swords, that's stagnation. I just heard the word a hold as well. Take it how it's resonating, pile number one, but let's dive a little deeper. You guys also have this mushrooms card as well. So this card is from the Literary Witches Oracle deck. And mushrooms. So in this deck, this card represents things like peace, okay, quiet growth as well. But the one thing I want to point out, pile and number one, is I just made that statement about something in your physical world changing. And for some of you, I feel like what's changing is your networking. Okay, mushrooms are all about networking, right? They can communicate, right? They're kind of like it's hard to explain. I don't know the exact science of it. But pile number one, like mushrooms can communicate, okay? They have like electrical signals that they receive and they give out to each other. So I'm definitely feeling within the next 72 hours, this reading could very well be about, okay, other people, perhaps people in the workplace, because we have pentacles here, co-workers, your professional life, your occupation, or if you're someone who is like an entrepreneur, right? And your networking really helps you get places in your fields, then within the next 72 hours, expect something about that to arise, okay? Very interesting. To me, mushrooms could often represent peace as well. So perhaps what's entering your life and whatever this change is, it will bring a more peaceful state of mind to you. Okay, pile number one. But my friends, I have your last two oracle cards here. These two cards should give you some solid advice on how to move forward. So let's take a look at your first one. So your first one is Sage with Be Devoted and Committed. Be devoted and committed. This devotion, this commitment, this could be talking about you, remaining dedicated to you, putting you first. Okay, this could be talking about something you believe in, something you value. Whatever the case may be, pile number one, I definitely see something hitting you in your core here. And I don't mean literally. I mean like spiritually. I feel like within the next 72 hours, okay, whatever this change is, whatever this thunderstorm is for you, at the end of the day, okay, after it all breezes over, it will help you realign yourself. I'm hearing from spirit. It will help you realign, okay, to yourself, to your higher self, become closer to yourself. And as a result, I feel like you guys are going to be feeling very committed and devoted, especially to yourself, okay, especially to what you care about. Beautiful energy. So your last card today, my lovelies, is the Arrow with Surround Yourself with Protective Energy. I like that. So pile number one, Arrow with Surround Yourself with Protective Energy. Within the next 72 hours, I highly advise you guys to, if you do, okay, surround yourself with others, make sure these are people you trust. Make sure these are people who have a positive and uplifting influence on you. Okay, and if that's not the case, my friends, then definitely rethink where you want to be at that moment. Because I definitely see, okay, something going down for you. I don't know what it is, okay, everyone's situation is so unique, so different to them. You may actually have a better idea at this point than I do. Take it how it's resonating. But I definitely see the need to surround yourself, right, with the mushrooms and networking, to surround yourself with positive, uplifting people. People who inspire you, people who encourage you, okay, people who, you know, who allow you to be your true self, right? People who respect you for who you are, right? For the work you do, I'm even hearing. I have a feeling this reading may have to do with like the workplace or someone's occupation, but take it how it resonates, right? But pile number one, absolutely beautiful reading here, okay? I know when the sky gets dark, okay, things can start to get nerve-wracking. However, just like a storm in the sky, there always is a rainbow after. There always is a clearing of some sort of, there always is a clearing of some kind here. So pile number one, definitely expect more clarity within the next 72 hours. I believe that's all I'm seeing in your pile today, my loves. If you wouldn't mind liking this video, dropping a rose down below, and or subscribing to the channel, all three of these things really do go a long way. Pile number one, have a fabulous next 72 hours, my friends, and I will catch you guys next time. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. This reading is timeless and should be giving you some insight on what is going to be popping for you within the next 72 hours. So pile number two, today you guys have picked this Earthcraft Oracle card. Number 30, Spirits of the East. Number 30, Spirits of the East. The Spirit of the East is connected to the elements of air. It initiates you to the energy of clarity, truth, and new beginnings, and the realm of ideas. When this archetype comes into your life, it is an invitation to lead with the mind instead of emotion, applying logic and rationale to your current situation. This is a moment for integrity and an unbiased opinion. This card may come to a reading when your situation requires self-awareness and reflection. How can you learn from your situation? How have your emotions affected your perspective? And are there any truths you may have omitted to sway things in your favor? Be honest with yourself and with others. Being open and truthful is the best way to resolve your situation. Interesting. So pile number two, a few things I want to point out here. Okay, the spirit of the East. First of all, the East is the direction where the sun rises, right? The East represents air. The East often represents new beginnings as well. So pile number two, I definitely see, okay, you almost kind of like in limbo, if that makes sense. I see someone like in a situation, okay, that is obviously meant to come to an end, or has already come to some sort of end, and you're kind of in this phase right now, pile number two, where like, yes, I acknowledge, okay, like that chapter or that book is ended, and you don't really know how to start the new one, okay, or it hasn't presented itself to you yet. I hope this is making sense, pile number two. But okay, I speak from experience, right? Do you guys know what I mean? I kind of feel like you're in the middle of, an old ending and a new beginning, right? For some of you, only take that if it resonates. But Spirit of the East, okay, like this card suggested, within the next 72 hours, I definitely see you becoming more open, right? The East is associated with the side air. You could be an air sign as well. This is Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. But you don't have to be, it's just an energy. I definitely see a clearing of the air here, pile number two. I definitely see a lot more clarity entering your life within the next 72 hours. And perhaps with this clarity, okay, or even this self-awareness or awareness in general that you're receiving, I see you slowly coming out of that period, right? Like I was saying, I feel like you guys are kind of in the middle of an old cycle and a brand new one. So within the next 72 hours, okay, expect something to occur here to help realign you to this new chapter, to this new adventure. Okay, take it how it resonates. But pile number two, let's dive a little deeper here. So, very interesting. Okay, your first tarot card today, my friends, is the King of Swords. So one thing I want to point out, okay, in this Spirit of the East card, there was something along the lines of thinking about your situation in a logical manner, okay, making logical decisions, logical moves. So the King of Swords, this man is the logic, right? This man does make those logical decisions, okay? He relies on his head to find solutions, okay, to solve problems, right? Whatever the case may be. So pile number two, I definitely see you within the next 72 hours here, bossing up when it comes to your logistics, okay? I feel like you guys are definitely going to be thinking before you do, which is always a good thing. That's never a bad thing, right? I believe thinking a little bit before you do something is actually very good. It's actually very healthy here. So within the next 72 hours, I definitely see you doing that. For some of you, I am picking up this intuitive feeling, okay? Because with the Spirit of the East card here, there was something along the lines of not letting your emotions cloud your judgment. So within the next 72 hours, I feel like, especially for those of you who are kind of like in the middle of an emotional situation or just coming out of something that was very emotional for you, and perhaps you still are trying to understand the situation for how it really was, within the next 72 hours, perhaps you will be putting your feelings temporarily aside, right? And looking at things, looking at it, like looking at the facts. I'll give you a little example. If this reading has to do with some sort of bond, connection, or relationship you've had, perhaps within the next 72 hours, okay, you're going to be putting your feelings about this person aside and just observing them, watching them, right? Or seeing them for who they really are. Because sometimes when we have these rose-colored glasses on, it's hard for us to really see, okay, someone's true colors inevitably. So this is just an example. Okay, this doesn't have to be specifically your case, right? But I definitely see something like that. This could be about a person. This could be about a place, a job, even a hobby, right? However this reading is hitting home, that is how it's supposed to be taken here. But pile number two, let's dive a little deeper. Lovely. So your second tarot card today is the World card. So the World card, exactly, this card is all about completion, completion of a cycle specifically. So pile number two, I definitely see you wrapping things up, okay, in one area of your life that just, I feel like for some of you, you may resonate with outgrowing a situation here, right? I feel like you've outgrown something. You've outgrown a person, a place, a thing. Take it how it resonates. But I definitely see you coming to this realization that you have outgrown whatever this situation is, and it's time to start seeing it for either how it really is or who this person really is, I'm hearing. So yeah, within the next 72 hours, expect a closing of a cycle, okay? Expect you to slowly move your way out of that limbo phase, right? And embrace something brand new. It's very interesting. I actually want to read this to you guys. I was actually called to this pile as well, so I'm super excited to see what else we have here. But my tea always has little messages on it, and I just want to read you guys this one in particular. So it says, "We can always start again." I'll show you. Yeah, we can always start again, right? The one thing I want to point out to pile number 2, this has nothing to do with your cards, but I am being very much called to say this. The one thing about life, okay, and it's the way life is structured, okay, the way we live in society, what's the norm, right? What's the norm in society? The one thing I want to point out is in society, it's very common for people to actually believe that where they are in life doesn't get any better, or it's too late for them to completely change directions, or it's just inconvenience or impossible, right? The thing about human beings, my friends, is we're constantly putting these limitations on ourselves because mentally it makes us more comfortable, right? However, for you, pile number 2, I feel like within these next 72 hours, you are becoming limitless, right? You are embracing, no matter your age, no matter your gender, okay, no matter where you are in life, right? No matter how many children you have, I feel like no matter who you are, you need to know, pile number 2, that you can always start over. For some of you, this could be starting over again in love, right? For some of you, this could be starting over again, with something having to do with your occupation or your career, right? Take it how it's resonating, but I definitely see you breaking through your limiting beliefs, pile number 2, and becoming more involved in your life, becoming more observant, right? Becoming more aware. Beautiful energy. So your last tarot card today, my friends, is the Flying Machine, which is the Chariot. So the Chariot, to me, this could often represent our willpower, right? Our soul. So pile number 2, I definitely feel you, okay, feeling amplified within the next 72 hours. The Chariot could often represent movement or communication. So perhaps within the next 72 hours, okay, you will be taking action on something here. For some of you, you could actually be physically moving or relocating. This could be permanently or temporarily, take it how it resonates. But pile number 2, I definitely overall see, okay, you becoming more in touch with yourself, you becoming stronger, right? I feel like within the next 72 hours, by disconnecting with your emotions temporarily, not forever, temporarily, it'll help you see things in a different lens. And after you see these things and perceive these things through a different lens, you're going to become a little more action-orientated. You're going to be wanting to make a stand, I heard. Okay, take that how it resonates. If it doesn't, leave it. But yeah, I definitely see you becoming a lot more powerful, a lot more self-aware, and you wanting to do something about the situation. You wanting to be more involved, more action-orientated. Like I said, you guys are coming out of this limbo phase of like confusion and trying to understand the situation, and you're moving into a phase of a brand new start, a clean slate, right? A lot of healing has occurred, okay, for you, pile number 2. For some of you, this healing could have taken place over the last few weeks, last few months, last few days. Take it how it resonates. But let's see what else you have here, pile number 2. This card is from the Literary Witches Oracle deck. Ooh, wow. So you guys got Lion. Yeah, the Lion. Okay, in traditional tarot, the lion could often represent strength, right? I was just making that statement about how you are kind of leveling up. You're becoming stronger. So the Lion. This card is all about shining, right? This card is all about mastery, right? The lion is part of the pride. He's the leader of the pride. So pile number 2, I feel like within the next 72 hours, despite whatever is occurring, despite your situation, at the end of it all, you will be feeling very proud of yourself. Okay, you're going to be feeling very strong, very valuable as well, I'm hearing from Spirit. Beautiful energy. It's interesting too, because I told you guys I was called to this pile as well. And the other day I had a client order a painting and it was of a lion. So pretty cool. Okay, all the synchronicities are kind of adding up there. But yeah, pile number two, watch out for the lions, right? If you see them in a movie or in a book of some kind or on an ad, right? Or a magazine. Whatever the case may be, I feel like lions within the next 72 hours, whenever you see one, okay, think back to how you were just feeling or what you were thinking about. I feel like that's going to be a synchronicity for you guys. But my lovelies, I have your last oracle card here for you guys. Let's take a look at what it has to say. Wow, so mountains with stand your ground. Stand your ground. So pile number two, within the next 72 hours, okay, I just heard the phrase expect to be tested, expect to be pushed a little bit, okay? But do not fear these tests, do not fear these pushes, okay? Because pile number two, you will be standing your ground, just like the lion here, right? Strength, bravery, mastery. This is what you guys are becoming. Okay, this is who you're going to identify as you go through this new chapter of yours. So within the next 72 hours, okay, this is how life is. Whenever something really great is about to happen to us or a new beginning is about to start, right? The universe is always putting in those little things right before to try and trip you up. So pile number two, if anything tries to trip you up within the next 72, keep your head up and keep on smiling, honey, because you have great things coming your way. But pile number two, absolutely gorgeous reading here. I hope this reading helped in any little way, it could have. But pile number two, I believe that's all I'm seeing in your cards today, my friends. Okay, if you wouldn't mind liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and or dropping a rose down below, all three of these things really do go a long way. Pile number two, most importantly, have a fabulous, okay, have a beautiful, have a gorgeous next 72 hours, my friends, and I will catch you guys next time. Pile number three, welcome to your reading today, my friends. This reading is timeless, of course, and should be giving you some insight on what's going to be occurring for you within the next 72 hours. So pile number three, today you guys have picked this Earthcraft Oracle card, number 10 with Forest Bathing. Forest bathing is the practice of spending time surrounded by nature and connecting to the spirits of the forest, to find calm, renewed energy, and well-being. It has recently been popularized by the Japanese term, Shinrin Yoku, but this practice of honoring the sacred spirits of nature is something many, if not all, indigenous cultures have in common. Being in nature allows us to feel the restorative healing energy of trees and other sacred plants in our minds, bodies, and souls. Away from busy city streets and stressful workdays, Mother Earth feeds our senses and spirits in ways that we forget are possible during our everyday lives. If you have pulled this card, it is because your soul is longing for grounded nourishment. Self-care is often the first thing we disregard when life becomes overwhelming and the to-do list piles up. So be mindful of the foods you eat and how you treat your body. Listen to your body's need to rest when you are tired, to love when you feel desire, and above all, to respect the earth that supports you. Seek soul nourishment by being connected with nature and embracing the splendor that is all around you. Beautiful energy. So, okay, I do want to say something, pile number three. If you have a sensitive stomach, fast forward like 10 or 15 seconds. So this card did say something about detoxing, okay, being careful with your diet, okay, what foods you're introducing to your body. Right before your reading, I took a sip of my tea here, and I have allergies, so in the morning, I get the phlegm in my throat, and I also have acid reflux. So I was drinking my tea, and at the same time, I had a little bit of a gag moment. I actually had to spit the tea out. Right? I kind of threw up a little bit. I'm sorry, I know that's gross. Like I said, please fast forward if this is not something you want to hear. But I feel like it does have a lot to do with your reading, because as soon as that happened, right? And then I came and sat down and I was like, whew. The first thing I thought was detox. Detox. The word detox came to my mind. Okay. And the word diet as well. So pile number three, sorry for that. I appreciate I appreciate you listening. Okay, if you did. I feel like it's important, right? I am no medical doctor as well. Okay, so please, if something like this is going on in your life, definitely seek medical attention. All right. But pile number three, back to you. Forest bathing. I feel like within the next 72 hours, given this information, okay, I had just given you, um, within the next 72 hours, things like detox, okay, your diet, self care. I feel like by being very kind to your body within the next 72 hours will really be beneficial for you. Very beautiful energy already. But pile number three, let's dive a little deeper. Ooh, so your first tarot card today is the King of Pentacles. It's very interesting because here's the big King of Pentacles sitting on his throne, right? And for some reason, my eyes went directly to this. Is this a squirrel? Yeah, it's a squirrel. My eyes were directly called to this squirrel in the corner. So pile number three, okay, first things first, the King of Pentacles, right? He is the King of Pentacles for crying out loud. He is wealthy. He is comfortable. He is stable. He doesn't mind indulging, right? Um, Actually, I feel like that's important because the King of Pentacles, like I just suggested, isn't afraid of indulging and nourishing his soul. So pile number three, within the next 72 hours, I feel like y'all might feel some sort of calling, some sort of soul calling. Now, again, this could be to socialize. You may have some sort of soul calling to creatively express something, right? You may have this soul calling or desire to do something, right? Or be involved with something. For some of you, this could be a desire to go out, right? Spend a few spend a few bucks on a good night out. Take it how it's resonating. But pile number three, that squirrel here keeps drawing my attention for some reason. So squirrels, I know that they have a lot to do with collecting, right, and saving. But pile number three, I feel like this is important. So let me just Google let me just Google what squirrels symbolize for you really quick. Ooh, so squirrels, it says here, in many ways, the squirrel is a symbol of determination and resilience. No matter how often it fails, it keeps trying until it succeeds. I like that. So, pile number three, okay. Within the next 72 hours, I definitely see you feeling this way, feeling very determined, okay? Very action orientated, very goal orientated. If that's the case, for some of you, I'm picking up that perhaps this mindset is actually what's causing you to feel very tired. Perhaps this mindset is what's causing you to feel very drained, especially for those who resonate with working a lot. If you resonate with working a lot, okay, perhaps within the next 72 hours, these two cards are coming in your reading today to suggest it's time to take some time out, some time for yourself, okay? Whether this reading has to do with, okay, a hard worker, okay, or if you're just someone who, for example, perhaps you're someone who doesn't have much time to think about yourself because you're constantly thinking about other people. You don't have time to do the things you love because you're constantly committing to other people, right? And doing what they're asking of you or what they expect out of you, even. Within the next 72 hours, pile number three, it's time to start thinking about you, right? Especially if you resonate with recently feeling tired, okay, recently feeling drained, and for some of you, perhaps you don't even know why. Okay, but within the next 72, if that is the case, it's time to spend some much needed time alone even. It's time to nourish your soul. Say for example, if you've been spending too much time alone. Okay, say you are someone who gets your work done alone, okay, or you work alone. It's very common for you to work alone. Within the next 72 hours, perhaps this reading is advising for you to get out, right? I feel like your soul definitely needs some nourishment, pile number three. And within the next 72, I definitely see you giving your soul this nourishment with the King of Pentacles here. So your second tarot card today is the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, this is the divine sword of truth, right? The Ace of Swords comes into a reading to provide clarity, to provide truth, to provide understanding. So pile number 3, you may resonate with kind of feeling a little foggy, okay, recently. If that's the case, within the next 72 hours, I'm telling you, if you take the time to figure out what your soul is trying to tell you, okay, if you take this much needed time to sit back and kind of understand yourself a little better and understand where your calling is, what you need to be doing, okay, to help yourself and your well-being, I feel like within the next 72 hours, this Ace of Swords is representing that. Again, this sword is about truth and clarity. So pile number 3, within the next 72 hours, I definitely see you coming to a better understanding about something very specific. This could be about yourself. This could be about another person, right? A situation, take it how it's resonating. But yeah, I definitely see a lot more clarity entering your life here, okay? Like perhaps you will be, okay, seeing something or someone for who they really are. Perhaps you will be receiving some sort of information regarding a specific person or situation that will help allow you to either let go of someone, okay, this could be a group of people, or just flat out make you realize that right now you should be really focusing on yourself, right? Focusing on your happiness, your well-being, your inner child, I'm hearing from spirit as well. Very interesting stuff here. So pile number 3, your last tarot card. Ooh, you guys have Justice. I absolutely love how there's a giant sword in the background there, right? Because it's kind of giving me this Ace of Swords vibes. So pile number 3, within the next 72 hours, okay? Very interesting how I was called to the squirrel, right? Because it represented determination and resilience. The squirrel, when it fails, it never gives up. So pile number 3, perhaps you may resonate with feeling this, okay? This could be an energy you're embodying or someone else. There's someone here that doesn't want to give something up, okay? And I feel like pile number 3, perhaps within the next 72 hours, okay, by taking this much needed time to cleanse your energy, okay, nourish your soul, however that may mean to you. Okay, the first thing that pops into your mind is probably one of the things that you should be doing, right? When you hear the words cleanse your energy or clear your soul, nourish your soul, the first thing that you think of is probably the thing that you should be doing, right? Hopefully. But pile number 3, the Justice card. Something is coming in your life to help balance things out for you. Okay, especially for those of you who may resonate with feeling things really going unfairly for you, within the next 72 hours, it's time to make your own decisions, right? I'm hearing from spirit. It's time to start acting, right? To start acting. I see a lot of earth, okay, energy in your reading here, and a lot of sword energy, air energy and earth energy. So pile number 3, within the next 72 hours, okay, expect to feel very grounded in your situation, right? The King of Pentacles is the most grounded king in the deck, right? So yeah, expect to feel more grounded, expect to receive some form of clarity here. And overall, for the scales to be more balanced out, okay, especially for those who may resonate with feeling things going unfairly for you. Okay, very beautiful stuff here. Pile number 3, this card is from the Literary Witches Oracle deck. So let's see what you have. Oh, yay. So the Wildflowers card. This card represents renewal, romance, and awakening. So pile number 3, within the next 72 hours, I definitely see, okay, you awakening to something here, you seeing something for how it really was, you understanding some sort of situation or person better. And I feel like within the next 72 hours, by romancing yourself, by giving back to yourself, being selfish, once in a while, pile number 3 is actually healthy. It's a good thing. Within the next 72 hours, pile number 3, I feel like it's almost as if all of these flowers that you've given out, okay, to either things in your past, memories, people, whatever or whoever or whatever you have been giving your energy to, within the next 72 hours, I feel like you guys are going to be calling that back, right? Because think about it like this. You know, everyone knows that person that is constantly running around trying to please everyone else, and at the end of the day, they're burnt out because they have no room left for themselves. So within the next 72 hours, pile number 3, expect to be your person. You are going to be your person. Okay, your well-being, your happiness comes first within the next 72 hours. I definitely am sensing that here. Okay, Something I also want to point out is like when you see a squirrel, they usually tend to work independently, right? I don't think I've ever seen a squirrel working with another squirrel. I mean, I've seen them play and run around, but yeah, I feel like you guys are going to be feeling very independent. Okay, with the Ace of Swords here, I'm also sensing cutting cords of some kind as well, right? You're cutting cords, you're taking back what is rightfully yours. Justice card, and you're reclaiming your sense of self, right? You're reclaiming your sense of happiness, your sense of joy. You are legitimately nourishing your soul here. So pile number 3, okay, I have this last Angels and Ancestors Oracle card here for you. Yep, there's one more. So let's take a look at what it has to say. Hopefully this card should give us some solid advice on how to move forward. Oh, I love that. So you guys have Star Ancestor with follow the voice of your soul. Yeah. Follow the voice of your soul. It is time to start thinking about you. You are the romance, okay? You are your person within the next 72 hours, and it's time to give back to yourself. Wherever your soul leads you within these next 72 hours, pile number 3, allow it, okay? Allow whatever goodness needs to come in. And whatever is no longer serving you, leave your life very peacefully here. Pile number 3, beautiful message. Okay, I definitely see you following the call to your soul here, thinking about yourself for once. I love that. So pile number 3, I believe that's all I'm seeing in your lovely cards today, my friends. If you enjoyed the video, please, for me, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment a rose down below. All 3 of these things really do go a long way. Pile number 3, most importantly, honey, follow that calling to your soul. Follow your heart, okay? I believe in you, pile number 3. Whatever the situation was, okay, let it be bygones. And it's time to be open to receiving new. It's time to be open to receiving for you. Okay, perhaps it's time for you to finally get what you've been giving everyone else here. That's what I'm picking up. In a good way, in a positive way. Pile number 3, have a fabulous next 72 hours, my friends, and I will catch you guys next time.